In this demo, we're just going to put a lid on a box, open and close it. So you'll see there's already one built. And on the timeline, if you choose that, hit F3 or click this button, you've got an open and a close. These commands were already collected. You'll see how I do that in just a second, because we're going to build this from scratch and show you how I did it. If you take this and just turn it off, it's in the way right now. Don't need to see it. What I did is I put a box in and put a second box in. Same box, same size. You don't have to worry about scaling it. Or you can duplicate one if you put one in the scene. But here we go. This is the top and this is the bottom. So I'm going to call this the box and lid. You'll see in a minute why. And this is going to be just the top. Doesn't matter what the name is, just easier to identify in the scene. So I'm going to take this top. First thing you need to do is put it in the right position. So you hit the letter W, bring it up. Now you can do snap to model if you want to, but I'm just going to bring it up and leave a slight gap between it and the bottom box. And then I need to set a rotation angle. Well, if this is the front, this must be the back. So I need to set a pivot point on this box. So I'm going to close the timeline, hit F3, and come up here. And I'm going to set a pivot point on the back of that box. Not the front, not the middle, but the back. And I want it at the bottom, because I'm not going to pivot from the top of the box. I'm going to pivot here, where a hinge might be. And once I've got that, and the pivot point is set, hit the letter, or R, and scale it down. Make the size of a lid, what a lid might be. And this could be two separate pieces that you built externally and brought in. It's up to you. But now that we've got that, you can hit reset transform, reset scale. If I hit reset transform, well, there's really no transform going on except for the scale here. And I can also hit reset scale because I have not hit on any transforms except for to put it on top of the other box. So I hit reset scale and we're good. It doesn't have any animation. If I'd have done that before, if I'd have put this at 200 for instance, and then hit reset scale, what's it going to do? Well, it's going to rescale it again. So I'm going to bring this back down, hit reset scale. Okay, now they're both at 100. This is sitting a little bit above. You can set it at 50 if you want to be real tight about the numbers. And here we go. We got the box and lid, and we got the top. This is what we're going to rotate. So what I need to do is look at that on the timeline. So I hit F3 and make sure that I've got object related track. So just choose object related track, transforms. And here's your first key where it's at 0. Then we're going to go to frame 90 and we're going to open the top up. And we go to frame 90. I'm going to add a key so I'll know where I'm at. There's no change to it yet until I hit the E key and then rotate the lid up. And that will overwrite the 0 key because I stayed on it. If you want to zoom in on it, you can. Choose the timeline and hit your plus key on your keyboard. It'll zoom right in on it. And then once it's in the open position, make sure you don't go to the 180 rotation. You'll see why in a minute. I bring it back here to 180 or very close to 180 and hit stop, press play, and it tries to go its fastest position back to this. So what you got to do is go shy of that 180. So come back here, choose this, and delete it. You're always better to just go ahead and delete the key. Now we're just going to add a key where it's at 0. Okay, still 0. It's just a copy of this key. And then we're going to rotate it up. We're going to stay on this side of the 180. And it opens up. Now hit stop and it should go back. And there it goes. Now that's the open position. We'll say that's going to be the open position. Watch your 180 rotations though. If you go too far, it will try and come back in and rotate back. It takes the shortest route possible, or what iClone thinks is the shortest route, back to the 0 rotation, or the location where you want it to be. In here, I'm just going to go ahead and add another key to hold this open position. It's not doing anything, it's just holding it. It's a marker from me. Then I'm going to come down here to 150, and I'm going to close it. Now to close it, all I've got to do is set this rotation angle to 0. Just highlight it, hit 0, and it closes the lid. Now what we should get is a lid that opens, pauses briefly between 90 and 100, and then closes. So it opens, close. That's it. Now we've got what we want. Here's the top, here's the box and lid. I'm going to take this top at frame 1 and hit the letter I, which gives you your attachment keys. Pick parent and choose the box and lid. Okay, and that's done. Now, why did I do that? Well, there's really no animation. If you look here, I'm going to choose this, and then it'll give me both. I'm going to uncheck that. I'm going to look at transform, collect, animation, constraint. No keys exist for this, except for the visibility and rigid state, which there is no physics involved here. And there's no animation on this lid. So we don't really need all of these keys, say. So I'm going to close collect, animation, constraint, visible, material, sound, and physics. There are none. Doesn't matter. There's no animation here. The only keys that exist are actually on this lid. Now watch what happens when I take this box and lid and this top, and I come over here. I've got the animation built for the lid. We know it works because if I press play and check it again just before I do this, it works. So now all I have to do is the top's working, the box and lid merge. Okay? Where'd my keys go? Well, my keys are gone. No, they're not. They're here under your animation layers. Here, here, and here. The layers are any animation. Let's say you had a little flap that you wanted to open up this side, and another one open up on this side, and one on the front. Well, those could be built in too using the same principle, and then you merge it, and all the top would open, then the lid would, or the flap would open, this flap would open, and this flap would open. The point here is just to avoid the negative rotations. So now that we've got it, it still works because the animation layer for the lid is embedded into this box and lid merge. So now that we've got that, we're going to do a collect clip. So we open collect clip line, and we go to the open point. We know it's open here. You can go in between here. You've got a little room to wiggle here. That's why I separate the keys. So I can go here and say this is the open position and do a collect from here, or I can do it from here and hope that I'm on the right key. Well, as close as I am, I know I am. So I just choose this red line, go left, right click, and what is that? Well, that's the open. So add motion, and we just type in open. Okay. Well, of course we got to get it spelled right. And that's open. Now the close is very simple. It's here to here. Same thing. Right click. And if you don't click fast enough, it will click off on you. So just do that again. And then right click, add, and it is a close. That's it. Before I get rid of the animation layer keys, I always test the motions to make sure they're going to work. I just right click, perform, open, and you notice it drug out a little bit, and then right click, perform, close. Now what happened? It's because all this rescaling and sizing that happened on it. So what we do now is we press Control Z, 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 and maybe it'll separate, and it does. So we take this lid, and we right click on it, remove all animation. We take this box, right click, remove all animation. We go back to the top. We make sure its rotation angle is in the right place, and it still is. And we go here, and we press play. We just make sure it's sitting right, and it is. So now we go back to frame 90. Okay. This is just showing you can make flaws. So 90 is the frame we want to go to, and we want to open that lid up. Remember the rotation angle, so you can come back to the top here and watch your rotation. Make sure you don't go too far. Open the lid up. And I think we'd probably go to, well, we don't want to go to 180, that's for sure. So we'll just go here as the top. So we'll do object related track. I'll turn it off. Here's your transform key. Here to here. That's the open. We're going to add another key here to hold it. And then we're going to come down to 150 again. And we're going to add another key. And then here, we'll just close it. Bring it back down. Okay? And that should go back to 0. Same thing we did before. Take the top. Check its animation. Working, working. Good. So, now we take this top, hit letter I, attach to, pick box and lid. Pick the box and lid, merge it. F3, open the timeline, we got the box and lid. We're going to do a collection from these animation layer markers, which are easier for you to see. And then do this. Open. Right click, add motion, open. And this time I think I can spell it right. Well, I thought I could. You turn the light on. Open. And then come over here and we're going to do a close to here. So add motion library. Doesn't matter that moved a little bit, we just happen to be a key in. So here we type in close. That's it. Hit stop. Now if you want to, you can right click remove all animation at this point. I don't suggest you do. Always try it first. Open. Perform. Close. Alright. Now if this other key is influencing it. So hit stop. Right click. Remove all animation. Perform. Open. And press spacebar a little bit and perform, close. Now, why didn't it close all the way? Don't know. Should have. I didn't run out of space, did I? There we go. So, hit minus. Here's your animation. Here is where it closes. Alright. And then if you want to slow it down, you drag it out. Now this is on speed, not loop. You can slow the opening. You can space them out. You can do whatever you want. In icon 6, you can reverse these, open and close, where you only need one command. And open, stays open, closes. And it's as simple as that. Here's the other one that I had built earlier. And all the animation, I believe, has been removed from that, or it's been closed already. There it goes. Two different boxes, open up two different angles, but they still work. Watch your 180s. If you get to the 180 or close to it, it's going to circle back around to try and go the shortest distance back to the angle that it's attempting to get to. That's one of the iClone idiosyncrasies. And that's it. Cricky out.